Hey everybody, this is Chris with How to Tesla. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the upcoming wireless home charging that Tesla is more than likely going to announce here in the future. So for those who watched the investor presentation, you may have noticed at the end of the charging section of the presentation, they showed a slide and it said doing cool stuff. And it had showed a diner with a bunch of charging stations around it. And then to the right, it showed the back half of a Tesla parked in a garage at home. And if you looked underneath the car, it was actually sitting on a pad, which was connected to a wall charger. So assuming it's a wireless charging pad. Now, I think that would be pretty cool just to kind of say that you have one. But I'm struggling a little bit trying to figure out what sort of a problem it solves. I'm guessing it's not going to be super fast charging, certainly not more than you're going to get plugging it in, because typically a wireless technology is not going to be quite as efficient as, a hardwired charging station. I could be wrong. I don't know. I know that wireless technologies have come a long way. So I'm wondering if perhaps it might even cost a little bit more, not only for the hardware and to install, but also for charging. There would be a convenience factor, but it's probably not going to be a cheap solution to saving a mere 4 seconds per every time you charge, However, it does look pretty cool. And that just, maybe there's like a bit of a prestige factor to it or a wow factor that people are going to want to have. And I'm sure they're going to sell quite a few units. Like Apple, the Tesla has quite a big fan base, and a lot of people are going to purchase this just because it's made by Tesla. If, however, they're looking at the wireless technology and wanting to implement it, sort of like the company building that infrastructure in Detroit, I believe their name is Electrion, where they're actually building a series of chargers across roadways that charges your vehicle as you drive to your destination. Now that I find extremely intriguing. My understanding is they're going to have where you pay like a subscription fee, and then as you're driving, down the road, you'll get little bits of charge as you go down the road. I believe, if I remember right, they're actually hanging over the road. But I think pads like built into the road would be a phenomenal idea. I'm not really sure if that's something that could scale or if that's even, a realistic possibility or not. But if perhaps they're looking to do a wireless charging system like that, that could be a game changer. I mean, you would never have to stop and charge your car. You would just pay a subscription fee, and basically using, major roadways, your car is going to be as charged, if not more, than when you left. As somebody who travels a lot, I would be extremely interested in something like that. Like, I spend quite a bit on supercharging stations across the United States, and it can be kind of a pain. Like, the amount of time that you spend charging on long road trips, it's a pain in the butt. It really, really is. And having a solution to that would be, in my opinion, quite monumental. The system in Detroit is supposed to release or be operational here within the next year. And I don't know the specifics on it, but this is something that I really want to look into to find out, like, how many roadways, is this something that is, which brands are going to be able to charge this way? Do I need some sort of an adapter that I need to attach to the car? How much is the subscription? How much charging are you actually able to get? I think there's a lot of possibility with things like that. I know that they were looking at building roadways. In fact, there was a town, was it in Sweden or the Netherlands, where they actually had solar power roads, and it would heat the road. So after it snows, it would melt, And they also had LEDs in there, and you could control like a turning lane, and you could have like the arrow actually in the road. I thought it was a fantastic idea, and I really hope something like that comes to fruition. Unfortunately, my understanding is that in the town where they were testing this, the road wasn't durable enough to continue operation with all the different trucks and amount of traffic that was using it, which is really a shame, because I could definitely see that in the future as something that would really be fantastic to have in the United States, actually anywhere in the world, you know. But it I think would be very, very beneficial from a safety standpoint. God, not having to drive on icy roads. You know, being in the Midwest, I would pay a lot of money to never have to worry about that again. So yeah, so if they just keep it as a home charger, I'm not sure I understand 100% of the value. And maybe they have some ideas in mind where this is going to be something that's huge and I'm just not seeing it. But personally, like the way that it stands and from what I can figure out in my own head, I don't think this is something that I'm personally going to purchase. But again, they may come out with it and surprise me on some features or a way that it's really going to drastically improve my day-to-day life. I think it'll be really interesting to see, and I think it's kind of cool getting a wireless technology for your car. I mean, that sounds so futuristic. It's really, really pretty neat. So with that, I think it's something that everybody should kind of be paying attention to a little bit to see what unfolds down the road. So far, all we have is just a little slide on an Investor Day presentation, but it's something that's super neat. I think that it's something that could be game changing if they're able to implement it in ways that just aren't striking me. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next one. Thanks.